Good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday Show. And I think I'm riding solo today. I could have sworn Russ was here, so I was just going to talk along with Russ. And I have to admit, absolutely nothing prepared, so it might be a very short show today. But I hope you're doing okay. Let's just check in. What did he do over the weekend? Did he have fun over the weekend? Oh no, Russ is here. Russ is here. Oh, fantastic!
I wanted
I
to
messed
really
up there. I
wish you.
thought for one moment I was riding solo today, and I thought
No,
you
well,
were
you
in.
are. No, you are riding solo. You are.
I am.
You are. But I'm popping in to wish you a belated happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Did
I've
you have
messed
a
up
great?
there.
Did you have a great day? Did you have
Well,
a
I
good?
did. I did, but I feel I've messed up here because I didn't know I was riding solo today, so I haven't prepared anything.
That's all right. But you're a natural wit. You're a natural bon viveur. I can be with you for about 15, 20 minutes, and then I have to go off and, as you can see, officiate at another funeral.
Well,
But
let's get our teeth into something juicy then, and we can carry the momentum on.
speaking of something juicy, here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Van Buren, horologist to the stars. Hello, Russ and Neil. Hello to you. There we go. There were some fantastic images. By the way, if you're a big fan of Chantal Ricard's, which of course I know you all are,
Well, how could you not be?
fabulous. She's in China at the moment at a huge event for film and television. I've never seen a stage so enormous in my life. The footage of her walking across with three other people is fantastic. Just amazing. Just like, oh my gosh, it's huge. And then she had to sign her name on this huge wall. Oh my God, it looked great.
So, what is the event exactly?
I'm not entirely sure. Last time she was in China was 2 years ago, and she was judging because they have a huge television and film industry out there, as you know. And she was judging something. And this is, she did tell me, and it's gone in one ear and out the other because I can't carry anything in my head anymore. And it was spectacular, just spectacular. But she'll be back on Friday to tell us all about it. Tell us about your birthday. Come on.
It was fun, thank you. I spent time with my nearest and dearest.
Yeah.
I am just typing a message to someone who's put a pitch, and I could get them immediately on the show.
Oh, okay, great.
Yes,
great.
I'm just doing that now. Hold on a minute.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what happened to me. You do that.
You do that.
So on yesterday, I officiated not at a funeral, but at a beautiful, beautiful wedding, which was great. It was a lovely wedding. It was in a converted barn in a farm. When I say the middle of nowhere, it took me like forever and a half to drive there. And I don't really like driving anymore. I used to love it, but it's just horrible these days. And I've got this little old car, which I poodle around in. Oh, look at this. Here we go. I'll tell you about it in a second. Let's just see what Mr. Claridge has to say. Good afternoon, everyone. I've got a day off work today, so I'm able to tune in while sitting in a local dog-friendly coffee shop in Barnet with my dog, Jackson. Row to Jackson. Woof, woof.
Morning, Paul. Morning, Jackson.
Yeah, morning to Jackson. Never mind that, Paul. Hello, Jackson. Arr. And it was a lovely wedding. This huge converted barn. It looked ever so pretty and ever nice, and everybody looked very beautiful. And I've just heard from the clients this morning; they were very happy. So that's the main thing. It must have been 8 or 10 bridesmaids. Everybody looking very glamorous and everything. Of course, it was lashing down with rain yesterday, which wasn't helpful.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? Of course,
God
it was.
Almighty! But there was one thing they did in this venue that freaked me out. And it's nothing to do with the bride and groom or the parents or my clients or anybody like that. Very nice venue. I'm not going to mention the name. They had real candles.
Okay.
Right at the end of every row of seats. Real candles. No. Please. And I thought it's a matter of time. Somebody won't see them because they were being big glass vases. Someone's going to kick it over. Guaranteed. That's what I thought. Bet the house on it. Yeah, somebody came along. You know, they're looking that way. They weren't looking down. Glass everywhere. Thank goodness after the ceremony, after the wedding service. But I thought, wow, really? You really want live flames in a venue these days? I thought it was a bit...
Well, it's kind of nice, isn't it?
Oh, it looked adorable. I know, but you can get the same effect with those little battery candles now. I mean, you kind of can. But it was nice to do a wedding as opposed to a funeral. It's always nice for the beginning of a life as opposed to the end of a life. And only one funeral this week, 4 last week, 2 in one day. That was interesting.
So,
Yeah.
yes, I finished.
Your
I'm going to be
birthday.
Beth
Your
Burgess
birthday.
at 20 past. We've got a last minute guest on the midday show.
Fantastic.
She's doing a charity
Who's she?
event.
What does she do? What does she do? Tell us all about it.
Beth Burgess. I know the name. I've had dealings with Beth before, but I can't remember exactly. So it'd be a bit of a surprise for me as well. What did I do for my birthday? Well, Saturday night, I was doing a gig with a mutual friend of ours, Mick Brown, doing a 60th birthday.
Mickey boy, down the running mare.
And if I say so myself, we absolutely bloody stormed it.
Did you?
Yeah, it was one of those. They thought they said people would probably leave before 1 o'clock. Nah, me and Mick came on the decks. They had an ABBA tribute band, ABBA Stars, who were brilliant, by the way.
Oh right.
And then we went on, and we just kept them going till 1, and they're all
so
singing.
What you were doing, like your DJ routine with Mick?
Oh, before the ABBA set and after, yeah. Me and Mick worked together. He MCs it, and I DJ it. I'm sorry.
What time did you get on?
About 8:30 we started playing music.
Okay,
ABBA Stars came on at 10 and did a brilliant ABBA set and got them going crazy. Really, really good ABBA tribute. ABBA Stars, recommend them. And then me and Mick came on and we absolutely nailed it. So really
I have not seen Mick Brown in, I tell you exactly, 21 years.
Wow.
21 years since I last saw Mick Brown.
Say hi.
I could do. I see everybody else, but I haven't seen Mick for 21 years since I left in 2005. Somebody came up to me yesterday after the service. This is why you got to be so careful, Longie.
Go on.
The chap came up with, how's the flying eye? So I said, well, 21 years ago when I left, it was very nice. I have no idea. And we started talking. He said, I came up with you. I said, that's very nice. People do that. But you always got to be careful. And he said, I came up with you, and he gave me the exact day of the month, and the year. The exact date he came up.
Well, that's a big thing.
So I looked, wait. So I looked at him and I said, how on earth could you remember that? Because I'm always careful. And he said, because my brother died the very next day.
Oh, my.
And I was like, thank God I didn't say anything, my usual stupid, flippant self. And I put my arm on him and I said, I'm so sorry, we had a chat. He said, yes, I came up with you, and then very next day, my entire life changed forever. And I thought, oh, my God. So you never know. Enjoy every moment. Enjoy every moment. Now, this was, Paul Claridge has a question for you, because you posted something strange yesterday.
No, I didn't.
Neil, did you manage to overcome the small penis syndrome? And was your young lady pleased with your efforts? An excellent question from Paul Claridge of Barnet.
I can accept it. I can explain.
Yeah, we're listening. We're listening around the world.
Well, you're asking me what I did for my birthday.
No. I've changed the question now. Now I've changed. No.
It is relevant. No, it is relevant. It is relevant. I went for a curry last night with my girlfriend and my daughter and her husband, who thinks it's funny. Yeah, she does, and I love him to pieces. However, I do owe him a smack in the mouth because I left my phone open on the desk when I went to the toilet. Mistake number one.
Oh yeah.
So he posted, can anyone help me along the lines of with my diagnosis of tiny penis syndrome, which is a thing. Okay. Now he has he's done it to my computer as well. So when I opened it, the first thing I saw was the webpage of tiny penis syndrome, and it doesn't. I could have been in a business meeting. I thought, I've just got some presentation for you.
Let me just show you this flip chart that I've created. Oh my God!
It's a great prank. It's a great prank, and he got. I actually want to kill him, not so much for what he did, but the fact that he got more hits than I ever have in all my efforts for things to go viral. And I've had all kinds of messages of sympathy, links to actual medical sites advising me what to do, references to Hoovers.
Oh, yeah, well, references to Hoovers because of your act.
From my comedy friends. And he absolutely got me, he done me like a kipper.
Well, I thought.
But I'd just like to point out, Paul, I do not have tiny penis syndrome. If anything, the opposite, mate. My name isn't Neil Shaw.
You say, oh, Neil Micro Willie Long.
No, I do not have tiny penis syndrome. You can all piss off. Look, I'll prove it.
But when I saw that, I thought, what the hell's going on here? I thought either he's completely trolleyed, he's gone out for his birthday, got completely mullered, and is just writing the whole thing, or something's happened. That's hilarious.
The term for it, it's a very distasteful term, but it's called fraping. And it's when you leave your Facebook.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Well, it sounds horrible, but it actually isn't. It's just a prank. But yeah, so he did that to me.
I once, years ago, you used to be able to change a word on Microsoft Word, early versions of it. You used to be, so you could put, every time I type the word the, another word could come up. So what I did to a pal of mine in the ad agency is every time he typed the word the F word came up. I don't think that that option exists anymore. You can do find and replace, which I often have to do with long documents and stuff like that, if somebody's name's been spelt wrong to me or whatever it is. But you can't just type, every time I type the word, change it to he was going raving mad. I couldn't understand it. Because it was, the boom every time. They were fun days. They were fun days. So Beth lady who's coming up in 7 minutes time, is an expert in. Do we know? So we can tell everybody, or?
Well, I can tell you what's coming up. She sent me a pitch, actually.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm ready.
It's a pitch, and hi Neil, hope you had a lovely birthday. Looks like you did, apart from my Facebook being attacked.
Yep, okay.
Seeing as Radio Jackie used to be a pirate station, it might be fitting and fun. It's Talk Like a Pirate Day, but I'm going to put her on here because Radio Jackie doesn't really. It's much more for Midday Show, actually. To raise funds for one-eyed cat details.
What?
Beth Burgess will be saying nothing but ahoy matey and shiver me timbers for the entirety of September the 19th. Her one-eyed foster cat, Pirate Luke, needs life-saving surgery. So on International Talk Like a Pirate Day, this crazy cat lady hopes to raise funds by taking part. She became Pirate Luke's foster mum after his owner couldn't afford the vet bills and was going to opt for euthanasia, but Beth would not give up on this cat and is prepared to yo-ho-ho all day long to raise the pieces of 8 they need. Oh, bless.
How much time do you have on your hands? Wow, that is extreme, isn't it? That is extreme.
Oh, clearly she really loves this cat.
Clearly she loves this cat. It's
Goodness
like my
me,
friend Ray.
Bloody hell. She's done brilliantly.
She's raised 800 million quid. What's she done? Go on.
1,798 quid.
Blimey O'Reilly.
That is really good.
Wowzer. Better than Cowser. That's very good. Vet bills are insane, aren't they?
Well, they are.
If you've got an animal, dog or a cat, and heaven forbid it gets ill, the vet bills are just bonkers at the moment. Bonkers. I think it's because their insurances have gone through the roof, of course, which is another unbelievable insurance, like the world's biggest scam. A certain political lot, but it's just extraordinary. Very quickly, because we got 5 minutes. Can I just say this, please? Could you stop labelling what happened on Saturday with the march as far right? Please stop labelling it as far right. It's people who are just concerned. They're not far right. And they're not fascists. They're mums. I've said this till I'm blue in the face, right? They're mums and dads, grandmas and grandpas, and children. And there was everybody there, from children being pushed in pushchairs to elderly and infirm who were in wheelchairs. They're not fascists. They're not far right. They're just people who are just like, I read
I read 3 posts about that, and I'd like to sort of mention all of them. One, I can't remember his name. It was by an MP, and it was a very balanced view. and I agree with it. And to nail my colours to the mast, I don't think, so to speak, I don't think there's anything wrong with flying the British flag. I don't think it's wrong to fly your country's flag.
It's
Of
your
course
own
not.
flag. It's your
But
own nation's
it
flag.
is wrong if you're doing it to alienate other people that have every business being here, every right being here, are born British, possibly, and are entitled to the benefits of living in Britain as
Longie,
any person would be.
I would say
That's my opinion. I just do not condone any kind of racist or piss off home type behaviour.
no one's saying
They
that.
are home.
If you're living here and you object to the Union flag or the cross of St. George, you're living in the wrong country.
Yeah. So it was
It's
a
no
very,
different
very
than if
balanced.
I was naturalised in America and said, I hate the Stars and Stripes. Well, don't bloody live there then.
Well, exactly.
This is ridiculous.
So I can't remember his name, but it was very, very well written. And then it was someone I used to work with at Essex FM. She had been on the Stand Up to Racism march.
Oh, Christ.
Now,
all right. Okay. Good luck.
why are you saying that?
Go on.
And it was very frightening what happened to her. The police had to get them out safely. They weren't being violent, and they're obviously anti-racism.
They weren't being violent.
Not according to her, no.
First time for everything, then, I guess.
Is there something I don't know?
Well, we'll discuss it. It's such a long conversation, Longie, and I would love to have a proper discussion with you on air. Now is not the time because I've got to go. You've got a guest coming, and
the third post that really touched me is an Asian lady that I know, that I used to work with, and she was talking about that awful incident where the Sikh girl was attacked.
Yeah, horror.
Yeah, and she's making the point that could have been me, and she is a beautiful human being. She's as English as you and me, so in that sense, with a rich heritage, and it's when it gets too close to home like that, and I wonder how many other brown people that were born here consider themselves as English as you and I internally, if you like, if not, if they don't look that way, but and who now feel intimidated and frightened by these people, flying the flag. Why is the flag being flown? Is it a threat to them, or is it just because we're patriotic and we want to fly our flag? Which is it? And I don't know.
I tell you what I think it is. It's that millions and millions and millions of people feel disenfranchised. They feel this government is against them, not supporting them, not acting on their behalf, is against them. And more importantly, they feel their voice is absolutely ignored. I mean, this is the most tone-deaf government I've ever, in living memory. They're absolutely tone-deaf. I
do think that it's fair to support the people that live here first before you support the people coming in. But
illegally,
yeah. But the people that are here legally, no matter what background or colour they are, they're the ones that deserve support. I'm not leaving them out.
No, of course they do. But if you arrive, look, they're not fleeing a conflict.
No,
they are economic migrants. And who's picking up the tab? That's all. That's all. And of course, people are just
when the subject comes up, even though it needs debating and talking about intelligently, like the 3 posts that I read, and none of these 3 posts were racist in any way, in any way at all. I wouldn't have gone near it if it had been.
Nor me.
But
I don't like anything like that.
It will attract, and this is what my friend that I used to work with said. It will attract the knuckle draggers who just want that, who don't have the skills of critical thinking and can't see what the true problem is. According to my friend, the true problem is the government, like you've brilliantly articulated, not brown people who quite legitimately been here.
We are very, very tolerant. Beth,
I don't like it.
I don't like the atmosphere is toxic. And we've had to endure. You don't go into central London every Saturday. I do, to meet Ray and Colin, my 2 best pals, right? every Saturday, and I feel totally intimidated by these bloody hate marches.
Yeah, I did.
Totally intimidated by these awful, awful people who support terrorism. It's despicable, and we have a gutless government who allows it to roll on. We could talk about this for hours. We will have a proper discussion about it, I promise, and we'll get
I would like
everybody
that.
to chew. We will do that. And let's just say hello to your favourite and my favourite. There she is. Better Call Saul. Hello, Liz.
Better Call
Good
Saul.
morning.
Hi, Liz. Would you like to say a quick hello to my guest before you go?
Well, no, it feels rude because then I've got to go.
Don't be silly. Say hello.
What is it? You are, hang on, you are not away. Here you are. We even have a power cut. So watching you. You're watching us, but we've got a power cut. All right, I'll say hello, then I've got a dash. I seriously do have the dash.
Well, I would like it to be Beth
Beth.
Burgess. Meet Russ Kane. He's got the dash, but he wants you to say hello.
Ah, me hi.
Ahoy! Ahoy, my hearty.
Aha. Pieces of it. Beth,
Pieces of it indeed, sir.
I tell you this, Beth. This is my view. You're either a genius or you're bonkers, and I'm going with genius.
Maybe both. It is a fine line, they say.
I think this is.
It's not either or.
Yeah.
No, you're
Why
right.
does it have to be one or the other? You can be both.
I was trying to be polite to your lovely, lovely guest. Beth, have a lovely time with Neil Longie Long. I have to go off to a funeral, so I will see you guys on Friday. Thank you so much. See you on Friday. Longie, belated happy birthday. I'm glad you had such a great time.
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Longie.
Yeah. Apart from my Facebook being hacked. Did you hear that? Did you hear about that?
Beth, ask Beth, before I go.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Beth, ask him why it's so tiny. Ask him. Just say, me honey. I hear you. Like, no, hang on.
Just
Beth, here's the phrase. Shush. Here's the phrase you could use that would work. Me honey. I hear ye plank is a bit short.
Short, yeah.
Bye-bye, everybody.
And on that note.
Yeah, now I better explain. My daughter's husband thought it would be funny to put on my Facebook when I wasn't looking. What do I do about my tiny penis syndrome, which is a thing. And I've had, let me just see how many comments I've got now, including compassionate links to medical sites, because there's people taking this seriously.
This is why I have cats, not children.
Yeah, and I assure you, I do not suffer from that. And if we weren't on live radio, I would prove it. But you didn't come on for that.
I believe you, me hearty. I believe you.
30 comments. 30 bloody comments. Yeah.
Could be worse.
Anyway, it could be a lot worse. This may help you. It's a medical link. Anyway, Beth Burgess, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Hearty.
Remind me how we know each other, because I know you, but I can't trace back how it all started. Where do I know you from?
I know you from being in the same kind of circle of I work in addiction recovery and stuff. So you're friends with some of my friends, and we made friends through them. Okay.
How's all that going? Your work?
Oh yeah, great. Like I'm trading in the. Oh, I should be talking like a pirate all the time. I should practice. Yeah, really good. I'm doing a new coaching modality at the moment, which is wonderful for things like that. So it's going really well, and I've signed some people up for free sessions. So.
Oh no, that's fantastic. A very noble thing to be in, because addiction is a major problem.
That's usually what I'm talking on the radio about, not talking like a pirate.
Well, it's come back to me now. I now remember. I've now retraced the timeline. Yes, it's a very good thing to be in, and a massive problem. And it's one of those. It's wonderful when you see the stories of recovery and you hear how people have turned it around, and they've turned their life around, because that gives hope to everyone else that no matter how low you are, there is a way out. There is a way out. A friend of mine was put on legally was put on fentanyl, and he was stuck on it for 10 years. With fentanyl, and I couldn't believe that. I mean, it's bordering on medical negligence. How he got put on that, I will never know. But he just completed a detox, and he's doing really well. So
great.
And fentanyl is pretty serious shit, and I obviously don't need to tell you that. But for the benefit of those people listening, it's probably worse than being addicted to heroin. It really is.
Yeah. This is what clients tell me. So
Yeah. Beth Burgess, welcome to the show. Tell us what you're doing. I'm going to put the link on the screen because you're fundraising, and I see what I've done. I've shortened the link, so that will take you to the Just Giving page, tinyurl.com/catyohoho. That's the closest I could get to shorten it down.
Yeah, or people can literally go straight to pirateluke.co.uk and it will take them to my GoFundMe. So
I'll put that up as well.
Yeah. So what I be doing, Neil, rather foolishly, I have fostered a pirate cat. He's got one eye, so we call him Pirate Luke. And basically, the last owner that had him could not afford his vet's bills. So
they were going to put him up to be euthanized, weren't they?
Yeah, basically, she was told by the vet there is no saving him. And I kind of knew in my little heart that wasn't true, and that we could save him after all, even if it costs money. I want to find a way to do it, because I basically met him already at a sanctuary. It's the same cat sanctuary I adopted my own cat from, and I knew that this cat. I've got my one cat, my forever cat, called Marble, who's got cerebral hyperplasia, and she's a wobbly cat. So this is why I can only foster him. But yeah, so I took over basically, and I'm like, do you know what? I'm just gonna. I've been taking to the vet. I've been running him around and getting different medical, advice. And they said yes, he can be saved. He needs expensive treatment, and we've set up a whole campaign called Saving Pirate Luke. In order to raise the funds, because obviously having my own special needs cat is very expensive. And I don't have the money myself.
I mean, you're 82. I mean, the treatment on the website, it's 2.2k is how much it costs.
No, it's more than that. That's basically our first target. Obviously, like I need 6k to be completely safe. But
what does he need? So what is he doing exactly?
So what am I doing?
No, what does he need doing? What to save him?
So he basically he's had an infection that's gone from his nose into his ears and into his brain. So he now has to have something called a ventral bular osteotomy, which involves going into his ear through surgery and removing the infection, because it's so deep that antibiotics can't take it out now.
Good God.
So that's why it's expensive.
I mean, I looked at the website. I thought you're doing phenomenally well. I thought you're only about £400 off, because you've raised 1,700 so far.
That's the first step. I need a deposit to be able to even book the surgery, and it's it's time sensitive. So it's important.
How long have you got to raise that money?
I like, it's just ASAP, because if anything changes, if he deteriorates, then he's gonna need another scan to check with. So basically, I'm just like ASAP on this thing. Yeah. Hence why when Talk Like a Pirate Day was coming out on Friday. So I saw this. It's International Talk Like a Pirate Day on Friday the 19th. So I decided it would be rather fitting if I took part in this and then publicized it, as we are doing here, to try and raise money for poor Pirate Luke to get some pieces of 8 for our campaign. So I will be talking like a pirate all day long. I don't know if that's right. I've got to Cornish there.
It does go very easily into Cornish. It's pirate. It's like Cornish, but a bit rougher, isn't it? It's like that pirate. But Cornish,
you're better than it. Neil, why aren't you doing this? You're better at it than I am.
Well, I can do a West Country accent quite well, actually, right? Yeah. I can do West Country quite well. I quite like that West Country twang, Hello My Lover and all that sort of thing.
Oh, lovely.
Because I got a song where I introduce it in my stand-up comedy routine, right? And it's all about it's a bit rude to discuss here, right? But I go into it with this accent, so I can do it quite well. And I can stay in character, right? So
I need to come and see this now.
I'll send you a link to it, but I warn you, it's adult stand-up. Terribly rude.
I'm an adult. I won't bring the cat.
I know you're an adult,
child.
but I know you are, but people get offended easily, so I have to put the disclaimers on. But yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I made myself cough by doing that now. Paul Claridge comments, I had the great pleasure a few years ago to spend a few hours chatting with David Charkham, who gave up his successful acting career to become an addiction counsellor, specialising in treating counselling fellow actors and performers. Just thought I'd throw that one in. So you're talking like this all day. So everything
All
you're
day.
saying in the accent, or just certain words?
No, all day, and it's going to be a bit of a challenge because I have to go through airport security that day. And
I wish this could be filmed.
Last time I went through airport security, my suitcase did get pulled over. So
Right, not bloody surprised, go through talking like a planter.
Can you imagine? So they're putting it over my suitcase, and I'm going, "Ahoy there!" I may get myself arrested.
You are asking for it, Beth. You really are.
I am. But like it can't be worse than anything I did in my addiction. So.
No, fair enough. No, fair enough. Well, I wish you all the best. I'm not going to finish now. We can chat for longer. So once you've, I'll tell you what I will do. We have a feature on Radio Jackie called The Workplace Foursome. If you listen, you probably know. And we just dedicate 4 songs in the workplace to people at 9 o'clock. So what we do, I've got some gaps this week. You can choose 4 of your favourite tunes and pop on at 9 o'clock one morning on Radio Jackie and give this a plug.
Oh, thank you.
Because I think it's a lovely idea. So we can publicise it here and there as well. I think I've got a gap on Wednesday. So if you want to be on Wednesday morning and you're willing to have a little chat at 9, and
thank you.
Strikes while the iron's relatively hot, doesn't it?
Yeah, indeed. Because this is the thing. It's kind of it's urgent, so that all the help I can get, I would be happy to do that. Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to do something else now. That's not pirate. That's not cool. That's nothing.
No, I'm not quite sure where that went there. It was sort of.
No, I don't know.
It was sort of somewhere between Dorset and Hampshire, just there for a moment.
Yeah.
Well, there's that little bit between,
around
but not too much.
But I will be going through all the way through sort of all through South London, talking like this as well on the tube, all on the area where Radio Jackie is. So if anyone spots me on the tube, go and shiver me timbers for no apparent reason, they'll know why. Yeah.
I did hear this great story about it was a friend of mine that went to Cornwall for a holiday and sitting. We have stereotypes for a reason, and sitting on a wall. Probably drinking cider. I don't know. If not, they should have been. What was a yokel? Literally with the bit of, wheat or straw or whatever hanging out of his mouth. Literally that stereotypical yokel. And he thought I'd be polite. He went, "Hello, good morning." And I swear to God, the bloke went, "Bloody foreigners." Dude, it's the same country.
Just about, yeah, just about.
Just about. Oh, you cross that. It's the Tamar, isn't it? Cross that Tamar Bridge, right? Is it Tamar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, different country down here. Different bridge. It ain't Kansas anymore, Toto. So, let's say you hit your 2.2k target. Then what? What you going to do then?
So if I can get that amount of plunder, me hearty, I will book in the surgery.
Right.
I need more, but it's urgent, and so if I have that amount, then at least I can get it booked in and pay a deposit and get him, because it will be another couple of weeks before he'll even be seen for the surgery.
Because another thing
time is of the essence.
What another thing might be able to do for you, if you've got, do you have an email list? Do you have a following in your work, so to speak?
Me?
Yeah, you. Or do you know anyone that does? Because we could do a fundraising virtual party online. We did a load of that over lockdown. And literally we can actually fundraise online. I DJ, and it's like a fundraiser but online, but instead of bums on seats, it's eyeballs on screens, and it's a lot of fun actually. It's like the biggest party you go to and you don't even have to get an Uber home. But we could, if that would be a helpful possibility, we could do that if you can got enough people that would be prepared to turn up at, let's say, 8 o'clock on a Thursday night for some fundraising or whenever?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm kind of. I don't know. I've just started some social media for him as well, which is quite a schizophrenic experience, because I've been obviously posting as Pirate Luke and then replying to myself as his foster mum.
Right.
So he's got a foster dad as well who's been helping with all this. So we've got social set up for him. I do have some of my own following, obviously, for other stuff that I do. So many of my friends have been helpful and obviously donated anyway. So maybe that's a possibility as well. That would be cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
like
I'll
any help I can get.
I'll make a cheeky donation after the show.
You know, I'm not going to let this. This is the thing. If you could meet this cat, he's just the most adorable cat. He's already survived. Like, you know, he's got one eye because as a kitten he had an infection. He's a rescue cat.
I'm looking at him now. Can we put a picture on the screen? Do you mind?
Yeah, please do.
I'll just do a quick screenshot. Keep talking.
Yeah, please do. He's so sweet and he's lovely. So I've started socials for him so everyone can see what a wonderful cat he is and that he deserves, you know, to get better. And eventually we'll rehome him somewhere where, you know, he can have a forever home. That's what I want for him, you know. Like, I'd love to take him myself, but I can't because of my own special needs cat. She's frightened of other cats because she's a wobbly girl and she freaks out around other cats. So I've had to keep them in separate rooms and everything. But yeah, please do. He's wonderful. He likes tummy tickles. He's like got this really gentle soul, but he's also playful. He's just a beautiful boy, and I was just not prepared when I heard she was going to euthanize him. I'm like, this is not happening. This is not happening to our Luke. Absolutely not.
I think
would do
just
anything.
The sheer force of your, just the sheer force, Beth, of your determination will do it. You've got a very strong intention, and they say intention rules the world. So I really think you will. Well, there he is. And if you'd like to donate and you're listening to this show, it's pirateleluke.co.uk or the tiny URL link, whichever you prefer. Probably Pirate Luke's easier. Paul Claridge comments, vet bills are horrendous. My dog Jackson became unwell earlier this year. Someone had laid down poison in our local park. Why the hell would you do something like that? Help me understand that. The bill for his emergency treatment and follow-up test, 5,500. Since then, 2 other vet visits cost another 500. And I know someone whose cat thought it would be a good idea to eat, you know, the kind of netting that tangerines come in. Forget the tangerines. He ate the netting, which was what? Why would you do that? But obviously that didn't.
Well,
that wasn't.
I assumed he was an orange cat like Luke, because orange cats are known to.
No, he wasn't. No, there was no Garfieldness about him at all. No, he wasn't an orange cat.
No excuse.
Why?
There's no excuse then.
Yeah, I know. Why would he do that?
This is the thing. So orange cats are known to share one brain cell between them. So, and Luke can be a little bit like that because he's an orange boy. So he does have his orange moments as well, which are funny and sweet. And
so is that the equivalent of? Is that the cat equivalent of middle-aged moments or blonde moments, so to speak?
Yeah. Yes. They're just daft. Like, they just do weird things, like even weirder than most cats. And you know, cats are weird generally, but even weirder than most cats or orange cats are. Yeah, you'll find them like just randomly doing things, and it's like, that's clearly not a good idea. But anyway,
yes, it's really not a good idea. It must be like managing a child. You're like a meerkat on constant alert. What's he going to do now? What's he going to do now? What's he going to do now? Tell us a bit more about the work you do in the addiction field, because I know this is your passion and what you do. So while I've got you, talk to us a little bit about that and how that's going.
Yeah, good. So I mean, I'm in recovery from addiction myself. Severe alcoholism, generally. Other things also, but that was the main one.
How long have you been in recovery?
I actually started. Oh gosh, over 10 years now. I lose count. I don't count because I love being so sober that I just don't kind of don't think about it like that at all. It's just my state of being.
That's good. I mean, alcohol is a weird thing in
But
the sense it's the only drug that you get
10,
judged.
15 years maybe.
Oh, that's fantastic, Beth. Well done. I don't know if we've got a delay here. Sorry, I'm not trying to talk over you. There might be a delay at some points. So I'm sorry about that if that happens. Can you hear me okay? Catch up in just a moment. I think we've frozen. That's okay. It'll catch up in a second. I think we're buffering. Can you hear me all right, Beth? Okay.
No, yeah, I can hear you. I think the connection's a little bit fuzzy.
That's okay. I was just saying that can happen, and there might be also a delay. So if it seems I'm talking over you, I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just a delay. Alcohol is a weird thing, Beth. I was saying because it's the only drug you get judged if you don't take. And I never, isn't it? When you think about it that way, and there is. There was you probably heard of the study. It was commissioned by the government for an expert on drugs. His drugs is his kind of, life's work. Professor David Nutt, and he was asked by the government, to do a very interesting study, and they fired him because they didn't like the results, because he did the study of what is the drugs, legal and illegal ones, which are the most dangerous and in what order, using all the metrics, not only what is dangerous to the individual but dangerous to the greater society. For example, drinking and driving or something like that, or what people might do when they're high on acid. Will they damage themselves, other people, blah blah blah. Anyway, the one that came out on top was alcohol.
I know.
With a score of 100, 5 times more dangerous than cannabis, which scored 20. I'm not saying everyone should go out and get stoned, but I think there would be a lot less problems in society, about 80% less if that was the case. But there we go. Alcohol is problematic, and it seems to be. But there's an awful lot of quit lit around now. There's an awful lot of people that are making the decision to be sober. It seems the younger generation are drinking a lot less than I did at their age, and so there's reason for hope. I think people are seeing the benefits of being sober, and frankly, I feel better when I don't drink, even though I do still have a drink on occasion. So, but it's not the kind of thing I would ever dream of judging anyone for, because some cultures, you can literally be ousted if you don't drink. You got some of the Aussie cultures, blimey, you don't drink, mate.
Yeah, people just think it's weird.
It really is. I've heard the phrase, I don't trust people that don't drink. And what's that about? What
and it's almost like, like even from in our culture, we have that thing of like, you come into work with a hangover and it's like a badge of honor in some way.
Yeah.
And actually,
and everyone's got a funny drunken story, and they are funny. My friend with the wheelie bin is hilarious. I've never heard a story as funny.
Some of mine are funny as well. Some of them are tragic, but some of them are also funny. But that was usually from when I was younger, before it got really bad.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. There is a certain level where you get the funny stories, and it's the badge of honor. But when it becomes a problem, and I've seen it in 2 of my friends, one who's still with us and one sadly isn't. And when it crosses the line into becoming a serious problem, trust me, it's not funny. It's not remotely funny. It's not remotely funny. It becomes a very, very serious problem. So is that the one you deal with most when people come for help?
So that's kind of what I'm known for. Like I end up with all sorts of. I'm the sort of therapist. I end up with people who kind of email me and say, I don't think anyone else can help you, help me, but I think you might be able to.
So you get the really tough cases.
Yeah, which is nice in a way, because I don't do traditional counselling and stuff. I do kind of weird stuff, hypnotherapy and stuff like that, and kind of go back to because basically all addiction has trauma at its roots. You have to have a predisposition to addiction and trauma on top of it, and that's basically that plus that equals addiction.
Well, do you know, one of my friends, the one that's still alive, there was trauma, and he drank to numb his pain. So I often say that people that do these things, it's a good intention, but a poor strategy. The strategy.
Absolutely, yeah.
But the intention was innocent. It was good. He just didn't want to feel pain. Who does?
Yeah.
But
So that's why I end up doing a lot of this. So I end up doing, kind of going and doing sort of hypnotherapy type stuff, trauma work with the unconscious to basically heal all that stuff, because that's what helps people completely never go back to it again, is if you actually
because you're not putting a sticking plaster over it, you're going back to the cause. It's removing it rather than treating the effects of the problem, the symptoms, which is how the whole medical model pretty much works in this country, isn't it? It's removing the cause, so there isn't a problem to treat.
Exactly. And another thing that I do as well, aside from my actual work with people, is I'm all for, this is why I talk about things like this. I'm hugely an advocate for ending the stigma about addiction, because there is a huge stigma. It stops people from getting help.
Tell us more about this. Tell us more. This is very important.
So when I first started out, again, I've been in, on the media talking about this all the time, talking about how it's not necessarily a choice, and people don't understand that, because you look at someone who is drinking, you're like, why don't they just stop? Why can't they just have one drink? And no one actually understands the compulsion that you have, where you just can't. You literally can't. If you have one, it leads to another. It leads to another. It's something with your dopamine system. It's just a compulsion. I will never ever be the sort of person that can have one of anything. I just am that way in my brain. Now that I've sort of dealt with my stuff, I no longer have to drink, but I'll always still be that sort of person. Do you know what I mean? So I don't eat sugar either, because I'm like I can't have one biscuit. It's like the whole pack's gone immediately.
I know what you mean, and we've all got up over it. Yeah.
Yeah. So literally though, I can't leave it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I can be a little bit like that. My downfall is crisps. I love crisps. But yeah, I mean, with drinking, I've always been lucky. I can turn it on and off at will, and if I choose not to drink. But I do understand the compulsion, because for me, it's never gone sort of further than, I could quite fancy a pint, but there's not that desperate craving which some people get, and I've seen it in my friends. And when it gets to the point they're hiding alcohol around the house in their little places, because what I found with alcoholics, I think that the phrase I heard, and I agree with it, is they're easy to love but bloody hard to like.
True.
If you know what I mean. And these were two of my best friends, but they changed. They became really deceptive and sneaky, and alcohol. For the one that we sadly lost, it just took over his whole life. It became more important to get his next drink than taking care of his family, his wife, his kids, and he had quite a lot of kids. He'd been a busy boy, and that was just
it can take you down so quickly. I ended up homeless. I was, I was stealing stuff from shops, and stealing alcohol, sticking it up my sleeve, and all that sort of and I fell quite young. Do you know what I mean? I was fully addicted by the age of, I think, 18, 19. Because I started out having a massive anxiety disorder, which is why I started drinking.
Again, innocent, a good intention with a poor strategy. Yeah, very understandable.
And then later on, I realised where that came from, where that anxiety actually came from. Again, sort of traumatic stuff. But
you've clearly done the work, haven't you? You've it's physician heal thyself, and you have, and you speak absolute sense. Going back to the original cause of it. You did use the word weird when you said hypnotherapy. I don't consider that weird at all.
Well, I'm good, because a lot of people do.
Well, no, I don't. I think people think it's either weird and strange, or make you dance like a chicken. And yes, people do use it for comedy purposes. Yeah. But it's a powerful treatment. Explain to us how it works with the conscious and unconscious and the critical factor. Just tell us a little bit about hypnotherapy. De-weird it for us.
Okay, so I mean, I kind of do stuff aligned with hypnotherapy, not just hypnotherapy. I do things like NLP, but basically we all have.
I was going to say NLP and hypnotherapy. Yeah, they go together like love and marriage.
Yeah. So basically, we all have. If you think of it this way, we all have kind of parts of us that do things that we don't want to do, right? So I don't want to be anxious, so that's not my conscious mind doing that. I don't want to drink, so it's not my conscious mind doing that sometimes. So it's our unconscious mind. It's the parts of us that are installed earlier in life that kind of drive our behavior without our conscious agreement.
And so if you can go back in, one of the key tenets, if you like, of the unconscious, I should throw in here, is to protect us. Because I remember when I did NLP,
for a positive purpose.
Yeah, we were taught in NLP behind every behaviour is even though it may not seem that way, is a positive intention. Like my friend that drank to numb his pain, the intention's positive. Back to you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, completely, 100%. There's always a positive intention behind everything we do. Even the most stupid and horrible things we do, think it's to protect us, it's to feel safe, it's to maintain relationships, whatever it is. There's always a positive intention behind what we do, and it just comes out in behaviours that aren't necessarily suitable. So if you go back and fulfil that greater need in a different way, and remove the roots of the pain, then it resolves itself. The problem resolves itself because you no need to longer use that strategy because the need isn't there anymore. So that's kind of how it works.
I don't think these strategies are taught enough, because everyone does their best. Given is another NLP tenet, everyone does their best given the knowledge and information that they have at the time. And when we know more, we can do more. But you don't know what you don't know until you know that you don't know it. You know what I mean? And most people are operating from that sort of, again, another NLP term, unconscious incompetence, which means you don't know, and you don't know that you don't know, and you're doing the best with the very limited. So the first thing is to admit that you don't know. There is something that I don't know, the knowing of which might make a difference. And then you go to conscious incompetence, and then to conscious competence, and then unconscious competence, where to use a football analogy, you can bend it like Beckham, but you don't know how you do it. You've mastered it. What was it? Student, apprentice, journeyman, or woman, master, to put it more poetically. But they're the stages, aren't they? But it's true. Yeah. It's true. And and you're busy at the moment. I imagine you are.
Like I said, I'm actually training in this new therapy that is part of NLP, and it's sort of site to the side, which
go on.
Even it's called core transformation, and I don't know why I didn't study it before. It was founded by some real pioneers, and I've been studying that, and it's so effective. It kind of just goes really, really deep into the subconscious and gets you into these wonderful kind of states of beingness and peace and love that just resolve these things naturally. It's so gentle, and it's wonderful for addictions. So I'm really glad I've just started halfway through the training now.
No, that's because it doesn't have to be a traumatic process. I mean,
no,
you can't use trauma to heal more trauma, can you?
No.
It's got to be loving. It's got to be peaceful. It's got to be all those sort of spiritual values, if you like. I mean, I was told by a healer once, a guy called Martin Brofman, he might have read his book, that learning NLP is the closest thing you can get to a spiritual education without it being spirituality per se. The concepts they're just in a scientific language, which is probably more palatable to our Western minds.
No, it's like the more gentle you can be, the better, because all these kind of parts of us that like often are doing things that we don't like, they're often formed in childhood, like you said. It's survival strategies, ways of getting love, ways of like surviving our childhood, and then we just carry them on in ways which are unhelpful. So a lot of the times you like re-traumatizing someone is never a good idea, going into the trauma like deeply.
And indeed, they might have been useful, if clunky, they might have been useful at the time. There are some things that were given the best that we knew at the time. I mean, at one time in your life, it's really good advice to say don't talk to strangers. Wouldn't serve us now. Some things, they weren't wrong as such. It was just the best we knew, or maybe it did serve us at the time. But we grow, we're changing, evolving beings, and we grow, we become more, and then things that did serve us, we kind of grow out of. And sometimes we need a bit of help growing out of them, maybe.
Exactly. So that's what this sort of does. It just resolves it at a very, very deep level, and it's lovely. It's a really nice process.
How many sessions do you need to get a result, do you think?
It depends. You can work on. I mean, you can work on yourself forever. I've been working on myself forever for various different. I don't think you ever stop working on yourself if you want to kind of be the best version of yourself you can be, and fulfill your potential in that way.
But I think the important thing is, if we're talking about potential, perhaps after the trauma is resolved, and then we go on to sort of like, what can I be now? A wise person said to me, don't make it like it's a chore. Don't white knuckle it. Don't think there's something wrong with me now and I need to improve.
No.
The optimal attitude is, I'm doing really well. you ask the question, what's right with me? This is how I'm doing well, and yeah, I'd like to improve in that as well. So it's not taking something away. It's not trying to fix something. It's adding to what you've already got. It's, if you like, it's accepting yourself as you are now, warts and all if necessary. But that gives you acceptance and peace and wholeness. And then
that's a large part of it. That's actually a large part of what the process does. It kind of gets you through these states of self-acceptance as well. So you're not just always fixing things, because we're human. We're never ever going to be perfect, and that's fine. That's completely,
if we were perfect, we'd be finished. We'd be finished. Perfection implies ending, and that's not possible. And perfection is perfect in whose eyes, and who gets to define perfect?
Yeah,
but and if we're constantly evolving, you can never be perfect because you can never be finished. Otherwise, there's nothing to evolve. But it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you now. And I think that's really helpful to understand that. Nigel David has joined us. He's a fellow DJ like me, and he's texted me to ask me if I'm live. Very much live, Nigel. And he said there's a non-alcoholic beer out there. It can still give you the buzz and lift, but no hangover. Are you familiar with such?
Me, I just need music and life, and I'm good, and cats.
Music, life, and cats. I've got a friend
and a bit of coffee.
And a bit of coffee. I've got a friend that goes to a lot of events, lots of raves, and she is just so high on the music.
Yes, I go sober all the time. Like I go to mosh pits. I'm right in the centre.
You're a rock chick. Brilliant.
Yeah, I'm a rock chick. 45 I am, and I'm still right at the front in the middle of the mosh pit, completely sober, just high on the music. It's wonderful.
And this other lady, she says, I get people coming up to me asking me who my dealer is, and she says, no, I'm literally high on life. Interesting fun fact, you may or may not know this, and I suppose it would apply to rock music, but it came from the study of, literally scientific study of dance music, that 128 BPM, that's where you get all the bliss brain chemicals at once. So your dopamines, your serotonins, your oxytocins, your ananda, which means bliss in Sanskrit, anandamide. But this is the only state they know, flow state, where you get them all at once. You can get a shot of dopamine, which feels nice, shot of serotonin, but you want all 8 or whatever it is, 7 or 8 at once. And it's being high on your own brain chemistry, and it's completely safe. And there's no negative come down. It's wonderful. And that's one. So if you look now, all the big dance DJs like the Calvin Harrises, the David Guettas of this world, they're all 128 BPM. All 128.
I do also do the odd rave myself as well. I do like all that too.
128 BPM. Yeah. If you count the BPMs, I bet they're 128 or close to it.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to see what my favorite DJs kind of what they play. I'm not sure entirely.
I would wager that would be 128, or if not, bloody close to it. So I'm going to pop this back on the screen for the time being. It's been lovely talking to you, Beth Burgess. Thank you for the work that you're doing, and I'm glad that you're doing really well. It's always nice to see the testament live from someone that's walked the journey rather than just got the theory. I mean, that of which you speak. So for those who've just tuned in, you were brought on originally for a cheeky little fundraiser. PirateLoot.co.uk. Just run us through that once more for the benefit of those that are just tuning in.
Please give me hearties. I'll be speaking like a pirate all day long on the 19th of September. Oh, hi there. There's my foster cat to raise life-saving pieces of 8 for the surgery he needs. He needs some surgery. I'll go back to normal speaking. He desperately needs surgery, and we need money for him, basically. So he's called Pirate Luke. He's got one eye. So we've got a campaign, Saving Pirate Luke, and I've set up a GoFundMe. And I'll be making a fool of myself on Friday just for him.
And if people want to get in touch about the addiction work and maybe for help with that, where would they go for that? Where do you live online there?
My website is usually smiles.co.uk. At the moment, it's down, so I need to sort it out. But you can always search me on Facebook, Beth Burgess, and you can see me immediately. You'll know who I am, so you can find me on Facebook.
Okay, smiles, as in smiles.co.uk.
smyls.co.uk.
Oh, I'll just pop that up for when it's, because people could very easily be watching the replay when it's fixed. smyls.co.uk. I should just save that. Is that correct like that?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, like I said, it's actually down at the moment, so I kind of I need to find a
No
web
problem, but
password.
it's quite a very good possibility that the replay will be watched many times over the years, so I'm sure it'll be up then, so it's worth popping on the screen. Good luck, Beth. Don't disappear immediately afterwards. What I'm going to do is have a chat with you, and we'll work out some songs to play on Radio Jackie. We can pop you on and do a quick chat.
I actually have a client in a minute. Thank you so much. I actually have a client in a minute. Like I have to work with.
All right, no problem. Let me just see if I've got your phone number. Obviously, I won't read it out because we're live. I might have it because I've got people's phone numbers from all over the place.
Otherwise, I can message you and I'll give you my phone number.
If you would, yeah, message me on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger. I'll let you go if you've got a client. Beth Burgess, lovely to talk to you.
Thank you so much, Neil.
And good luck with everything. And I hope you get your money. And I would be very surprised if you didn't. I think you've nailed this one, girl. I really do.
I will do everything I can. I'm determined. I'm a determined pirate.
I don't doubt it. I don't. And don't talk like that to your client. Otherwise, I think you would. Good afternoon, Beth. Take care.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So if you fancy donating, pirateluke.co.uk, and I can't resist, so I'm probably going to pop over there and make it a little cheeky donation. There we go, a fantastic last-minute guest. Now, Wednesday, just got to tell you about Wednesday. Let's have a little cheeky look in the old diary. We've got Alice Darnell on. We've been talking quite a lot about autism, ADHD, another important subject of the moment. So we're doing another show on that on Wednesday. And, of course, Russ and the gang, we'll be back on Friday with Phil Dave, the king of the cravats, Jonathan Baz, theatre critic, and Chantal Ricard, who is at a very, very high-profile event at the moment. So you might, if you're lucky, get a report live from there on Friday. I don't know. She might have finished it by then. I don't know. But it's not beyond the realms of possibility because I know that Russ will jump on that given half the chance. And rightly so. There's our pirate friend again. If you can make any donations to him, it would be really appreciated. It's pirateluke.co.uk. But in the meantime, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been another Midday Show. I've been Neil Long, and a very good afternoon to you. Take care.